Well, let's get more now on the Premier's address. We crossed our reporter Chriselda Lewis, who was there. Chriselda, very good afternoon to you. A significant portion of the address given to the Esidimeni tragedy, the bereaved families were there too.
Well, that's right, Natasha. I think it was quite befitting that to start his State of the Province address, we saw the Gauteng Premier there really pay tribute to those who died in the Life Esidimeni tragedy. And of course, yes, the families were here as well, and saying, of course, that might provide some solace to them. We really saw the Premier apologize not just to the people of Gauteng, but to the nation for what happened, saying that so many people should have never died under the watchful eye of the Gauteng Department of Health. Of course, we've already seen repercussions with the resignation there of the Gauteng Health MEC and a number of suspensions within the Gauteng Health Department, but saying, of course, he will spend the remainder of his term, that 2 years, trying to ensure that there is restorative justice, and they will continue to work with the families to ensure that justice does prevail at the end of the day. And I think it was quite fitting. We saw from the very beginning where there was also that moment of silence there, Natasha, really showing that the Gauteng provincial government does regret what really took place and is trying to ensure not just the Gauteng community, but of course South Africans, that an incident like this should not have happened, saying this really does cast negative aspersions on the public healthcare system in South Africa. And in particular, over the next 2 years, what they will try to do is to ensure that dignity is restored, and in particular to the manner in which that mentally ill patients are cared for by the Department of Health in Gauteng.
All right, and Chriselda, political party members. All right, political party members are also adding their voices. What's been the reaction from them?
Well, just before we go there, Natasha, as well, what the Gauteng Premier had also mentioned was that he's going to set up a mental health advisory panel which will look at restoring the dignity within the mental health sector, within the health sector in Gauteng as well. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
It is our responsibility as the state to take care of the weak. Every institution that provides services to the most vulnerable must meet appropriate standards. We cannot wait for another tragedy before we take wide-ranging action. The Life Esidimeni tragedy must spur us into action over the next 2 years to restore the dignity and human rights of all mental health patients and all vulnerable groups in our communities. I am determined, Honorable Speaker, to lead this mission over the next 2 years of my term of office as the Premier of this province. I will appoint the Premier's Mental Health Advisory Panel to assist in this important mission.